Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Landon from Called Ministry, and I am one of many leaders here in this ministry. Now, before I dive into what we're doing and learning about tonight, I just want to take a praise pause right now. I just want to pause and praise God for some things that's happening, because I'm not sure if you know this, but God has been doing some crazy things. Someone say crazy. He's been doing some crazy things. At the beginning of this year, we started out at one location at Eva Beach, but now we are at 6 different locations all across the island. That means there's students at different spots watching the same message, praising the same God, playing the same game, and it is awesome. Someone say that's pretty cool. Now, what I want to do is we want to kind of just feel out all the locations and kind of just compare which location is the most hype or excited. And so you may only have 3 or 4 people, or you might have 20 people. It doesn't matter. I want you to get crazy in a little bit. I'm going to ask one leader to kind of come up right now from every location. Get your phone out and start filming your group, because when I call out your location name, I want you to make some noise. Are you ready? All right, we're going to start this off. Leaders, I hope you're ready. Press record. I'm going to name out all 6 in 3, 2, 1. Eva, make some noise. Awesome. The Space, Salt Lake, make some noise. Great. Island Family Christian Church, Called there, make some noise. Yeah. We got Steadfast, make some noise. Yeah, Steadfast joined maybe about a month ago. I'm so glad to see you guys again. We got Onemalu, The Space there, make some noise if you're there. Awesome. And last but not least, number 6, we got Called Online. Make some noise on the online platform. Yes, we recently just launched an online platform, which is going great. If you are ever unable to make it in person, you can join online, and you'll get more info on that in the next couple of weeks. But that is our praise pause. We're going to jump into week 2 of Sticks and Stones. If you're ready, say, I'm ready. Awesome. Last week, Logan did a great job setting up the foundation of this message series. He talked about how this whole series is going to be about our words, that our words matter. Our words are powerful. In fact, his main point was that our words can either build people up or break people down. And in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about specific areas where we oftentimes use our words and what God thinks about those things. So, for example, next week we're going to be talking about gossiping. And what does God think about gossip? How should we approach this topic? The following week we're going to be talking about anger, how we should use our words in anger. Should we use our words in anger? What should we do when we're angry? And this week is a pretty serious topic, because this week we're going to be talking about lying. And oftentimes we use our words to lie. In fact, a study showed that the average person lies 4 times a day. Right now, at every single location, just think about it, but put your hand up if you, and just own it, if you lied in this past 24 hours. Maybe someone asked you a simple question, you lied, they asked, how are you doing? You said great, but maybe you weren't doing so good. An average person lies 4 times a day. Keep your hand up. Okay, look around. The people whose hands aren't raised, they're probably lying right now. And we lie all the time. But how many of you guys know that lying isn't good? In fact, this is what God thinks about lying. In Proverbs 12:22, it says this. It says, the Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in those who tells the truth. That word detest in the original language that the Bible is written in, it's the word toeba. Now, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this is what that word means. That word detest doesn't do it justice, because what it's really saying is that God thinks lying is so disgusting. In fact, it's almost like he would throw up at the account of lying. So God really doesn't like lying. So then why do we lie so often? That's what we're going to dive in today to talk about. We're going to talk about the why behind the lie. We're going to really just dissect and pull apart two different reasons that I believe comes down to the root of the why behind our lies. Because honestly, I mean, there could be a bunch of reasons why we lie. We could lie to protect someone. Maybe we could lie because we're ashamed or guilty. We don't want to reveal what's really going on. Maybe we're lying to kind of make ourselves sound better. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why we lie, but there's only really two root reasons that we as Christians decide to lie. And the funny thing is, this is a message about lying, but there's going to be a lot of truth that we're going to talk about tonight. And so turn to someone and say, hold on. Turn to someone else and say, get ready. Because it's going to be rough. I'm going to tell you guys two different things that you probably wouldn't even have thought of. And it might hurt. It might be a little painful. See, I kind of like this week just started working out with one of my friends. And I'm not going to lie here. I'm not going to lie during a lying message. My body is sore. And you know, sometimes that pain can discourage you. But oftentimes, you know, especially in working out, the pain actually means that there's growth that's going to take place. And so there's going to be some things that you hear during this message that might be a little painful. The truth might hurt. But the good news is that means God is going to do something. There's going to be a breakthrough that happens. There's going to be something that God's going to grow from the truth. And so if you're ready, come on, just shout it one more time. Someone say, I'm ready. Well, let's dive in. You know, when I was about 13 years old, I had the opportunity to lie. I was at Pro Ridge, I was at Pro Ridge, and I was with my family. And what we were doing is we were kind of shopping around, and I had to go to the restroom, so I went off. And as I was coming back to my family, I was walking down the hall. Again, I'm 13. There were these three girls walking toward me, and they were about high school age. I mean, maybe like juniors or seniors. They're a lot older than me. And they were walking toward me, and all of a sudden, they're like, hey. Now, I'm going to pause this story because you need to understand something. When I was 13, this was right about the time where Justin Bieber got like super popular. And so I was pretty into like my style. I was wearing a V-neck. I had a denim jacket on, some pretty nice jeans. I got my high tops on. You know, some people back then would say that I was pretty swaggy. And I mean, these girls were probably digging it because they stopped me and they said, hi. And they didn't just say that. They asked me this question, which gave me the opportunity to lie. They said, hey, how old are you? Now, in that moment, there was like a multiple choice option that came down. One, I could tell them that I was 13 and they would probably like laugh because they're a lot older than me. Or two, I could just, you know, maybe lie a little bit, add a couple of years, see where it goes. Now, on the count of three, turn to someone and just decide, what do you think I did? Do you think I told the truth or do you think I lied? Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds to tell your neighbor and we're going to see who's right. Do you think I told the truth? Do you think I lied? 3, 2, 1. I told the truth and I started to run. This is a true story. You can ask my family about this because little did I know they were watching from a distance. Literally, they asked me, how old are you? And I just said, I'm 13. And I started to sprint away because I was so scared. You know, I may have looked the part, but I had no game. And I was so scared and I started just running from them and I could remember hearing them laughing. But in that moment, I decided to tell the truth. But oftentimes, especially in the moment where we think that we could get something for ourselves, we oftentimes choose a lie. So why do we choose a lie? Well, reason number one is simply this. We choose to lie because we don't completely trust God. Now, this is reason number one, but this is kind of like truth bomb number one. And, you know, like what I said in the beginning, we probably don't think about these things. These aren't like the reasons. We don't sit there and think like, I don't trust God, so I'm going to lie. But if we really think about it deep down, if we find the root of our lie, this may be one of the reasons why we choose to lie. We don't completely trust God. And here's what I mean. We believe that our lies are better than God's plan. We think that we need to lie in order to get somewhere. We need to lie in order to be okay. We need to lie in order to get that friend. We need to lie in order to get that grade. We need to lie because we can't trust that if we walk in truth, God still got us. Sometimes the reason we lie is because we don't completely trust God. We think that our lies are better than the truth, that our lies are better than God's plan. Now that's the first reason, the why behind the lie. We don't completely trust God. Now the second reason is probably going to surprise you even more. And I'm going to kind of just rip it off like a Band-Aid. I'm going to say it and then I'm going to explain it. But this is the reason number 2 why we might lie. Reason number 2 is this. We fall for the devil's plan. Now, just like reason number 1, you probably didn't think this was going to be a reason why you would lie. Again, you don't sit in your room thinking, I'm going to follow the devil's plan today. No, I'm not saying this is what you do. But I'm saying if we dig down and we think about it, this may be a reason why we lie. This is what it says in John chapter 8, verse 44. It says now this is Jesus talking about the devil. So Jesus is saying the devil, was a murderer from the beginning. He always hated the truth because there was no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character. For he is a liar and the father of lies. The devil is a liar. And he's the father of lies. And like what we always say every week, God has a plan for you. The devil has a plan for you too. And the devil's plan is for you to lie. Now, it might not make sense now, but give me about 30 seconds and it will. The reason why we lie is because we sometimes fall for the devil's plans. The devil's plans for your life is to get you to tell a lie. Maybe it's a small lie, but nonetheless, it's a lie. Maybe someone asks you, hey, are you a Christian at school? And you think that they're cool and they're not a Christian. So maybe you say no, that's a lie. And he wants you to tell that small lie, but it doesn't end there. The second thing he does is he wants you to start believing the lie. It's one thing just to say the lie to someone else, but it's another thing to try to say and start to say the lie to yourself. And so he gets you to lie, but then he gets you to start to justify and believe the lie. You tell someone, no, I'm not Christian, and then you start telling yourself, no, I'm not Christian, I'm not Christian, I'm not Christian. And you start to believe the lie. And the third thing that the enemy does, and this is his plan for you, and this is his main goal, is he starts and he wants you to start to live the lie. See, for the enemy, it's not enough just to get you to lie. It's not enough to get you to start believing the lie. But he fully is successful with his plan when he has you start to live a lie. See, the why behind the lie sometimes has nothing to do with us. Sometimes we just fall for the devil's plan. That we start with a lie, then we start believing a lie, and then we start to live a lie. But the good news is that where there are lies, there's bondage, but where there is truth, there is freedom and there's Jesus. Jesus is truth. And when we come to God, when we come to Jesus, we find freedom in all those lies. From all those lies. We find freedom from the devil's plan. So tonight, I want you to kind of go home, think about it this week. What is your why behind the lie? Maybe you fall in the category that maybe you just don't completely trust God. You think that in order to get to where you want to go, you might have to tell some small lies to get there. But you don't really trust that God's going to get you there through the truth. Or maybe you haven't even thought about it, but maybe you're falling for the devil's plan. That he got you to tell a lie. He got you to not only tell it, but believe it. And now he's getting you to live it. wherever you're at tonight, I want you to know that it's not too late. You can turn around now. You can come back to God. You can come back to Jesus. And you can find freedom in truth. And so as you close your eyes and as you bow your heads, let's welcome up your called ministry leader to close you in prayer.